Welcome to the Inversion Ignition Level Editor tutorial. In this tutorial you will be given the tools to create your very own mind-bending, gravity-defying, inversion ignition levels. Now select the Level Editor option in the menu and let's get started. This is the level browser. Here you will be able to create a new level or manage previously created ones. For now, we will create a new level. Make sure New Level is selected and then press Enter. The menu focus has now changed and you need to select the size of the level you wish to create. It is recommended that you start with a small room first, so that is what we will do here. With the size selected that you want, press Enter again. Now on the digit pad, enter the name that you wish your level to be named. Then confirm your choice by selecting OK. This will create your new level and take you to the editor. Now that we are here, first thing on the list to do is to view the help menu. Press F1 for key info that will help you navigate the editor. When done, press any key to exit the help menu. Okay, so let's create our first object. The only object visible to us at the moment is this basic vehicle spawner, and as the name suggests, it is a very important object. So important that without it the level will not work. So then let's create one by clicking on it with the mouse. The object sticks to the mouse pointer and the editor is now in edit mode. Simply click on an open space to place the vehicle spawner. And like magic, we just created our first object. We can now right-click to drop the item stuck to our cursor if no longer needed. While in edit mode, you can also move an object by long-clicking on it, and then flicking it to place it again. You can also scroll view the level by holding the middle mouse button. By pressing spacebar, we can switch between home and edit mode. Back at home, let's take a look at what else we can build. The Objects toolbar is the large bar on the top right of the home screen. The top section is for foreground objects, and the section below the divider are background objects. Let's select the Platforms category at the top right. Note that each object has two icons directly beneath them. This is to indicate whether the object is rotatable and/or horizontally flippable or not. So as we can see, the first object is rotatable, but it's not flippable. To rotate it, we can simply press up or down at any time, even while placing or moving an object. If the object was flippable, then we could press left or right to flip it in its current horizontal state. Great, now let's build a few more objects. We can only build on open space. Once we place an object, our cursor object displays red to show us that that space is now occupied. We can also click and hold to place objects continuously in a line. If an unwanted object is placed, we can erase it by holding Ctrl and then clicking on highlighted objects. Multiple objects can be deleted simultaneously. While still holding Ctrl, the eraser brush size can be adjusted with the mouse wheel. Be cautious when deleting. There is no undo for the editor yet. Now let's build something basic but coherent before we continue. Let's select the Objects category over here. This category houses all of the physics objects that can fall around and be manipulated by forces, things you can interact with physically. Nodes are those mysterious objects that you can pull and push around, and every level needs them. Let's place a few. Now that we have nodes, it will simply be unacceptable if we have nowhere to deliver them to. Let's select the Portals category to sort it out. Nodes can be delivered at an item's portal, so let's place one. Okay, done. Now let's press spacebar to go back home, and then we can place an exit portal, so that we can teleport ourselves out when we are done. Great, we now have all the basics down. Now let's place some objects from the helpers and hazards categories to add some interest. As the category names suggest, these categories will help or hinder things on the level. Background objects are placed on their own layer, and therefore don't share open space with the foreground objects, meaning they will be placed behind foreground objects. To erase background objects, click and hold Ctrl and Shift, then click on the objects. That concludes all the building stuff. Now let's explore the final few settings to conclude this tutorial. The second toolbar to the right holds the gravity and darkness settings. Left-clicking the respective icons will increase the value, where right-clicking will decrease the value. The gravity sets the level of gravity. The value of 25 is a good place to start. Darkness sets the level of darkness, as expected. The last toolbar to the right holds the grid, the save, the rulers, and the test buttons. We can cycle the grid by left or right-clicking on it or by pressing G at any time. Objects will snap to the grid. The save button will save the level, as expected. The rulers button will enable or disable rulers. The test button will run the level for you to test. But before we do that, there are only two more things to check out. Below the background category, we have the themes selector. Most objects have multiple themes, and the theme can be selected here. We can also paint a theme directly in our level, using the theme paintbrush. Close to the bottom right corner is the Select Vehicle button. Here we can select vehicles that are currently available to us. Note, the vehicle does not get saved with the level. And finally, we can run the level to test it. This can be achieved by clicking on the Test Level button, by pressing Delete, or by pressing F5. To exit testing, simply press Escape. Congratulations! You have now been trained to create gravity shifting levels with ease.